Hi everybody, welcome to another Yarn Scrap Friday with me, Laura, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make this Starburst Granny Square. Okay, so to make this Starburst Granny Square I've got a couple here done in different yarns and different colours, but they're all using DK light worsted weight yarns. So in this video I'm going to use a green and a blue so it stands out a bit better than the white. So this is just a DK light worsted weight yarn, it's a yarn weight of 3. And with that I'm going to be using a 4mm G crochet hook. And it's also a good idea to have a pair of scissors and a yarn needle as well for sewing in any of those ends. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so let's start off with the green, shall we? I have no idea what this is going to look like at the end, but you can of course use any colours that you prefer to use. And we're going to start off with a chain 4 loop. So we're going to do a little slip knot to begin. Then we're going to chain 4. Maybe that side. Chain 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So chain 4. We're going to put our hook into our first chain to form a loop. And to do that we're going to bring the yarn through the first chain and bring it straight through the loop on your hook. And that joins your 4 chains at the beginning and the end, and in the middle of course is a little hole. Don't confuse it with your first chain hole, which can look quite big. You need to find that center hole there. First thing we're going to do though is we're going to do a little chain 1. Then we're going to do a 2 double crochet cluster. So this pattern's in US terminology. So in UK terminology that would be a treble. And what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, put our hook into the center, so not your first chain hole, which can look quite big. You need to find the center of that ring, bring the yarn through the middle, and then yarn over, pull through 2, and then we're going to stop that double crochet and yarn over again. We're going to go back into the middle again, bring the yarn through, then we yarn over, pull through the first 2 again, so you end up with 3 loops. Then we yarn over, pull through all 3 like so, and that creates a little 2 double crochet cluster, as I'm going to call it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2 in between, so 1 and 2. We want to get 6 of these 2 double crochet clusters, so we'll do another one, yarn over, go back into the middle, and if you're struggling to find a middle, just see where your end of your cluster congregates, and that should be roughly where your center is if you've gone into it. Okay, let's bring the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2 as if starting a double crochet, but then stop, and we're going to yarn over, go into the center again, bring the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over, pull through remaining 3. So it's like double crocheting 2 together in a way. Okay, so that's our second cluster. Then we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to do another 2 double crochet cluster. So we yarn over, get back into the middle, bring the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over again, stop there and yarn over, go back into the middle again, bring the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, got 3 loops left, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, so we've got 3 clusters now. So chain 2 in between, don't forget to chain 2, 1 and 2, and do another cluster. Yarn over. Now when you go in at first, make sure that the yarn you're working with is nicely settled on the top there against the end of that last cluster. You don't want it to be hanging over here because you'll end up with all twists with your clusters. So yarn over, go into the middle, make sure your yarn is just there, then yarn over, pull through 2, but then stop, yarn over again, into the middle, bring the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through the remaining 3. Okay, so we've got 4 now. Chain 2 in between, 1 and 2, another cluster, yarn over to the middle, bring the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, stop, yarn over before you go back in again, go into the middle, bring the yarn through, yarn over, pull for the first 2 loops. That leaves you with 3, yarn over, pull through all 3. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clusters. Just move them over slightly. Chain 2, 1 and 2. Do your last cluster. Yarn over to the middle, bring the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, stop, yarn over to the middle, bring the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the remaining 3. Okay, so we've got 6 clusters, 6 2 double crochet clusters now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what we do to finish is we do our chain 2, 1 and 2. Then we find that first double crochet there, not the little chain one which disappeared. Find that first double crochet, so it's the top of your double crochet cluster. Put your hook into there, bring the yarn through, and then straight through the loop on your hook to join the round. So that's what it should look like at the end of the first round. You should have 6 of these 2 double crochet clusters. Okay. Then what we're going to do is join our next colour. So to join our next colour, we're going to get our, whatever your next colour is, mine's going to be blue, it's crazy blue. And I'm just going to drape that over my hook, hold it with the tail end with my finger on the back, just to keep that secure. Then just bring that through your chain, bring that through your loop on your hook to do a chain 1. And then what you want to do is pull the green and the blue, so you've got it close to the edge there. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to do a 2 double crochet cluster in the previous 2 chain space. Okay, so this 2 chain space here to the right of where your work is. See that big gap there? We're going to yarn over, put our hook into that big gap there, and bring the yarn through. We're going to do a 2 double crochet cluster in there. So pull through 2, stop, yarn over, get into there again, bring the yarn through, pull through 2, got your 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. But we're going to carry on working in this direction now, so that's just going backwards a little bit. Then we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, chain 2, and we're going to do 2 double crochet cluster in this next 2 chain space. So yarn over, go all the way over to this big gap underneath those 2 chains, put your hook into there, just wrapping it around the chains. We do a 2 double crochet cluster. So hopefully you know how to do a 2 double crochet cluster now. Okay, like so. Let's move that over. Chain 2, we're always chaining 2 in between at the moment. We're going to do another 2 double crochet cluster in the same 2 chain space. We only did 1 here, but this time we're going to do 2 in the same space. Okay, so we've got 2 in there. We're going to do 2 in each one around up to this last one here. So we're going to do 2 in there, 2 in there, 2 in there, and 2 in there. But we're going to chain 2 in between. So 1 and 2. Always chain 2 in between any 2 double crochet cluster. Do 2 double crochet cluster in this next 2 chain space. Okay, then move that over. Chain 2. Don't forget to chain 2 and do another cluster in the same space. So we're going to end up with 2 in each. Okay, so it looks like that. Then we chain 2 and move over to the next one. Chain 2, we're going to do 2 in here with a chain 2 in between. Okay, so another cluster there. Chain 2, always chaining 2 in between our clusters, and another cluster in the same space. Okay, chain 2, move on to the next one. Here, do 2 in here. So these clusters are exactly the same as these green ones here. Just going a bit faster for the sake of the video. So another one in the same space. Okay, Okay, so we've got 2 in there with a chain 2 in between, and chain 2 to move over, chain 2, and then we're going to do 2 in this last one, second to last one really. So cluster, 2 double crochet cluster, chain 2, and then another 2 double crochet cluster in the same space. Okay, and when you get back to the beginning where we did this one by itself, we're going to chain 2 to move over to it. We're just going to do the 1, 2 double crochet cluster. So go into the same space this first one you went into, do a 2 double crochet cluster, okay, then we do our chain 2, we always do our chain 2 in between, and then find that stitch at the top of your cluster. Put your hook into there, bring the yarn through and straight through the loop on your hook to do a slip stitch. That joins the end of the round. If any green is showing, just pull your tail end down. Okay, so by the end of the second round it should look like that. You should end up with 2 double crochet clusters in each 2 chain space around, with chain 2s in between each cluster. Okay, so then we're going to move on to the third round. And what we want to do now is we want to bring up our green. So we're going to just pull that down so it's nice and level and hold it with your finger. Bring up the green or the other colour you started with and just hook that over and bring that through. Okay, then just pull your blue down and then your green down so it's nice and level. Okay, and then what we're going to do is, so that's our little chain 1 there, we joined our new colour. In this next 2 chain space, we're going straight around now, we're not going backwards first, we're going straight round. So this first 2 chain space, we're going to do 1, 2 double crochet cluster. So yarn over, go into that space there, and do a 2 double crochet cluster. Like so. Then chain 2, and move over to the next one. In this next one we're going to do 2 double crochet clusters. We're going to alternate between doing 1 and 2. So do a cluster in there in the next 2 chain space. Remember to chain 2 in between, chain 2. We're going to do another one in the same space. We do 2 in this one. Okay, but in the next one here, we're only going to do 1 cluster. Remember to chain 2 to move over. So in this next 2 chain space, we're just going to do the 1 cluster. We're going to alternate between doing 1 cluster by itself and then 2 clusters like this. If I show you on here, the third round here we did, so it alternates between doing 1 on its own, then 2, 1 on its own, then 2, 1 on its own, then 2. Do that all the way around. So it's chain 2. So in the next one we're going to do 2 clusters. The chain 2 in between. Okay, chain 2. And another one in the same space. Okay, so 2 in there. Then we chain 2, move over to the next 2 chain space, but just do the 1 cluster, just 1. Like so. So repeat that all the way round, alternating between doing 1 cluster on its own, then 2, 1, 2, 1. So then you do 2, 1, 2. It should end on 2 clusters, 2 double crochet clusters. Always remembering to chain 2 in between every cluster. Okay, so I'm going to do that and I'll come back and show you the next round. So the next one is going to be 2 clusters. Okay, it's done the last cluster and then chain 2. Remember to chain 2 at the very end. You don't want to slip stitch straight away. Chain 2. Find that first 2 double crochet cluster stitch at the top. Put your hook into there. Bring the yarn through and straight for the loop on your hook to join the round. And that's the end of the round, so don't forget that chain 2 at the very end. Okay, so that's the end of the third round, and you can see I've alternated between doing one cluster on its own, then 2, then 1, then 2, then 1, then 2, then 1, then 2, like so. Okay, so now what we're going to do is going to move on to the fourth round, which is a little bit different, but we're going to join our blue first in a little chain 1. So drop your green, just hold your stitch in place, bring up the blue, do a little chain 1 with the blue, just bring those down so it's nice and level. Then in your first 2 chain space, we're going to do 4 single crochet. So go into that first 2 chain space and do 4 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Then in the next 2 chain space, we do 4 single crochet, and we're going to do 4 single crochet into each 2 chain space around. So 4 single crochet in each 2 chain space. How many have I done there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 4 in there, and you do 4 in there, 4 in there, 4 in there, 4, 4, 4, all in every 2 chain space back to the beginning until you get a ring that looks like this. You're just doing 4 single crochet into each 2 chain space around back to the beginning. So I shall do that, and I shall come back. So 4 single, there's no chaining in between or anything, you're just doing 4 single crochet into each 2 chain space, and no chains, no chaining. So you do 4 in there, then you just go straight into the next one and do 4 in there. Okay, so I've just repeated that all the way around, doing 4 single crochet into each 2 chain space back to the beginning, and I'm just coming up to the last one here. Don't miss this last 2 chain space, and hopefully you've remembered to do the 2 chains on the previous round, so you get your 2 chain space and do 4 single crochet in there. Otherwise you're going to end up with a strange looking square at the end if you miss this last 4. 3 and 4. Okay, so when you've done that, we're going to find the first single crochet that you did and put your hook into there, do a slip stitch, bring the yarn through, straighten the loop on your hook. Okay, like so. It should look a little something like that, which would make a lovely coaster as it is if you wanted to just keep it a circle. But if you want to carry on and turn it into a square, then I shall show you the added stitches. So the first thing to do is we're going to drop the blue and bring up our green again. So we're going to end on green. So whatever colour you start with will be the colour you end up on if you want to follow this colour sequence. So do a little chain 1 in your green, pull all your yarn down. And we're going to do 1 single crochet in the same stitch we just slip stitched into. So go back into that same single crochet you slip stitched into and do a single crochet in your green or whatever colour. Okay. Then we're going to chain 1, we're only chaining 1 this time in between. Chain 1, then skip a stitch. So move on to the next stitch. So skip 1, chain 1 and skip 1. Then in the next stitch, do a single crochet. Then we're going to chain 1, skip a stitch and do a half double crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet. Okay, so you're skipping a stitch in between, then chain 1, skip 1, then do a double crochet. So skip 1, 1 double crochet. Okay, so stitches get bigger. Then we're going to chain 1, skip 1, then we're going to do 3 treble crochets. And to do a treble, or double treble in UK terminology, we're going to wrap the yarn around our hook twice. So 1 more time than a double crochet, so twice. So skip 1, so we chained 1, skipped 1 into the next stitch, bring the yarn through, and with a stitch that's a double crochet or bigger, you basically pull through 2 until you get to the end. So we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That does a treble. We're going to do 3 of those in the same stitch. So we're going to wrap our yarn around our hook again twice, go back into the same stitch, do the same thing again. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, we want one more of those. We're not chaining in between, so there's no chaining in between our trebles. Do another treble. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, so you've got 3 trebles. That's going to be on our corner. Now we go back to chain 1 and skipping 1. So chain 1, skip 1, then do a double crochet. So we're going to go back down in size. Miss that stitch. So chain 1, skip 1, do a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet, and you should see they line up with your previous green clusters. Half double crochet, so pull through all 3. Okay. Then chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. I'm going to do 4 of those. So chain 1, skip 1, 1 single crochet. That's our second one. Chain 1, skip 1, 1 single crochet. That's our third one. Then chain 1, skip 1, 1 single crochet. That's our fourth one. So we do 4 single crochets along the edge. Then we're going to go back up to our corner again. So we chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, then a double crochet in the next stitch. Then chain 1, skip 1, then we're going to do 3 trebles in the next stitch. So yarn over twice, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 to do a treble. And we want 3 of those in the same stitch. So wrap the yarn around your hook twice, back into the same stitch. We want 3. No chaining in between or skipping in between. Just 3 trebles, all in the same stitch. Okay, so 3 in there. And we'll start going back down again. We'll start doing our chain 1, skip 1s again. So chain 1, skip 1, 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet in the next stitch. Hopefully you've got the idea now. Chain 1, skip 1, 1 single crochet. We're going to do 4 of those along the edge. Chain 1, skip 1, 1 single crochet. That's our second one. Chain 1, skip 1, 1 single crochet. That's our third one. Chain 1, skip 1, 1 single crochet. That's our fourth one. Then we do a chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet. We're going to go back up again. Chain 1, skip 1, 1 double crochet. I'm zoning out doing this. Falling asleep. Chain 1, skip 1, then 3 trebles. So skip 1, 3 trebles. You should still be lining up with your, so either line up in the middle or they line up directly with the cluster underneath. 3 trebles. Pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over twice. It's the same stitch. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over twice. Same stitch. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. There we go. And then we're going to go back down again. So chain 1, skip 1, 1 double crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet. Pull through all 3. Chain 1, skip 1, 1 single crochet. We want 4 of these along the edge. So that's our first one. Chain 1, skip 1, 1 single crochet, that's our second one, chain 1, skip 1, 1 single crochet, our third one, chain 1, skip 1, 1 single crochet, so our fourth one. Then going to make our last corner, so chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet, so let's pull through all 3, chain 1, skip 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, 3 trebles. This one's in the middle this time. So second one and third one, all in the same stitch. And then coming back down to near the beginning, we chain 1, same thing again, skip 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet, so pull through all 3, chain 1, skip 1, 1 single crochet, so first one, chain 1, skip 1, 1 single crochet, that's our second one, and our third and our fourth one were the ones we did at the beginning. So to finish up, we're going to chain 1, skip the very last stitch and slip stitch into that first single crochet. There we go. Slip stitch into there. Why is that so difficult? There we go. And the loop on your hook. And there we go. And then we can cut our yarn. Cut both yarns. And you can just pull that up to finish. And then tie in your tail ends as neatly as you can. And there is your finished Starburst Granny Square, which can go alongside this one. So I've got some very crazy colours going on at the moment. Like I said, this one's made with a different type of yarn. It's slightly chunkier yarn, same hook size, and it's made just a slightly bigger one. So you can have an experiment with different yarns and hook sizes, see how you get on. But I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. I hope you managed to follow along, and I will see you soon for more crochet fun. Thanks for watching, guys.